Hey there, this is Mike from Mike Buys Houses. Every week we're speaking with homeowners who have specific questions about their situation, and when they come up with a good question for us, just try to make a video so that if you are watching as a viewer at home and this helps you along your path, then we're more than happy to help and provide that value. Whenever a homeowner does reach out to us, we don't necessarily always even recommend that we're the buyers for them. What do we try and recommend? Whatever we find is right for them, and really just lay out the facts so that they can make the best decision for themselves. So this week's video, a homeowner was asking, what do the steps look like if I'm trying to sell a house as is for cash? So the first thing that we talked about is it's super important to determine value. So that's going to include, looking at recently sold properties in the area that need work and maybe ones that don't need work, so you can kind of get an idea of the range of what houses are selling for. You want to make sure you get similar bed and bath, similar square footage, similar layout, that kind of things if possible when you're comparing properties. But it is super important to determine price that will make sense for you as the homeowner, and then as well as for someone who's going to be buying this property. It is possible, not always, but it is possible that in this situation where you're trying to sell a property for cash as is, that the property may not qualify for a mortgage. So then that may limit your pool of buyers, and that's really what we talked about next, is you may be looking for only a cash buyer depending on the situation. If you're just trying to sell as is for cash, you may also be able to find people who are going to move into the property and be owner occupants, as it's called, but you may also specifically be looking for a cash buyer. So some things to think about when you are listing the property, whether you're going to do that with a realtor or for sale by owner, is to try and maximize the way you can find people who are interested in purchasing properties for cash. So you can do that either by your listing description on Zillow, holding open houses where you talk about it's an as-is sale. You disclose everything, obviously, that you know about that's wrong with the property. And really the phrasing that you use in your description on Zillow or that your realtor is going to use on the MLS will help you find those cash buyers. And the next thing is to consider the offers that come in. So you're going to evaluate all the offers that you get from these cash buyers or the offer that you get depending on the situation. And when you're doing that, you really want to take into account what repairs are needed on the property, how much will those cost compared to what it will sell for once it's all fixed up. The difference in those prices that we talked about earlier between a super fixed up house and a house that needs work. And then when you consider in the repair cost, just make sure you evaluate the offers and have a realistic expectation of what you can expect to walk away with from the property. The next step is going to be sign the contract and potentially schedule an inspection. Most buyers at this point are going to want a formal inspection with their contractor, even though it is as is. This way they have a better idea of exactly what's needed before they get all the way to the finish line. After that, it's going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be paperwork either through a title company or a local attorney. If you're doing for sale by owner and you're selling to a cash buyer, then they probably are going to take care of most of that stuff for you. If you're working with a realtor, then they're definitely going to take care of all that for you, and that's why you're going to pay them that 6% commission. And if you're just selling for sale by owner, it is possible that you can find an owner occupant and they have the cash available, and then you guys are kind of negotiating and coordinating on who's going to take care of the paperwork and the cost to close and all that kind of stuff. And then during that period, your title company or your real estate agent is going to be what's called clearing title, making sure that you have the right to sell the property and all the liens are going to be cleared and all that kind of stuff. And then the last thing from there is going to be to schedule the closing. And it's really that simple. So if you're looking to sell your house as is for cash, there's a couple different routes like we talked about. You can try and do it for sale by owner and schedule those open houses and do all that kind of stuff. You can list with a realtor, and they're going to help you find local investors in your area. You can reach out to some local investor companies in your area, or you can reach out to us here at MikeBuysHousesPA.com, or give us a call, 267-984-4765. And we'd be more than happy to just guide you through the process, even if we're not the buyers for you. Again, that number is 267-984-4765, or visit us at MikeBuysHousesPA.com. We look forward to helping.